What's this? An Invoked 101 video just shy of Christmas? I know. Alright, today we're going to be taking a look at my updated Fire King deck. I don't usually do relevant decks anymore, but Fire King is a strategy that I've been playing around with and very much enjoying. Also, you can probably tell I am sick, so we're going to run through this pretty quick, set the extra deck off to the side, and we're going to go through the various engines that are part of this deck. Also, gorgeous Fire King mat. We're going to start us off with two Sacred Garunics. This is your main boss monster, main playmaker. What he does is if a fire monster is destroyed, you can special summon him from hand if he was there, or from hand if he wasn't there, or grave if he was there, and then on summon you can destroy a fire monster from your deck, and he gains its attack or half of its attack until the end of that turn. But yeah, very, very good card, extremely good extender, great boss monster, great body, and it kind of lends itself to describing all of what Fire Kings do, which is blow stuff up and be gigantic. They are kind of a beatdown deck. They're kind of just combo beatdown, which is nice for someone like me. Next up, we have three Volcanics. This is the newest card for the strategy. She, on normal or special, lets you destroy one other fire monster on hand or field, and if you do, you can search a fire beast, beast warrior, or winged beast from deck to hand, except herself, and then make her level become the added monster's level. This is really good for blowing up something in your hand, like a Kirin or an Arvada, and then searching Garunix. Then you can immediately special summon Garunix, and her level will be 8. So very, very nice on her effect. And then if she is destroyed, she could actually special summon High Avatar Garunix, which is the old boss monster. This one from the original structure deck. The main things you need to know about him: he cannot special summon himself except by his own. He has no effect that actually lets him summon himself from like the hand, but he does have an effect of during the next standby phase after he was destroyed, special summon him and then destroy all other monsters. And then he has another effect: if he's destroyed by battle, you can special summon a Fire King monster from your deck. So very, very cool effects on him, but you're mainly playing him because if you blow up Volcanics, you get a free level 8 fire body. Then we're playing two Ponix. I might bump Ponix back up to 3. Ponix has an effect: if your monster that was fire is destroyed, you can special summon him from the hand, which is fantastic. And then his other effect is on normal or special, you can add a Fire King spell or trap from deck to hand, and during the next standby phase after he was destroyed, you can add him from the graveyard to your hand. So very, very good bird over here. Lots of giant flaming chickens, which I love. Then our next is 3 Kirin. Kirin is a level 8. During the main phase, if this card's in your hand, quick effect, you can destroy one other fire monster on hand or field, and if you do, special summon this card. If he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a Fire King monster from your hand or grave, except Kirin, and then destroy one card on the field. You can only use each effect once per turn. So really good playmaker. I've been using this to blow up Amblow Whales to trigger Promethean. I've been using this you can set up Garunix in grave because Garunix can summon itself from the grave. You can do a lot of really cool stuff with this. He is a very interesting part of the strategy. Or you can also just blow him up with Garunix and then special summon something back from the grave, which is nice. Speaking of things that summon from the grave, we have one Arvada. Arvada is a monster negate. When a monster effect is activated on the field, quick effect, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy one other fire monster on your hand or field. And then if he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, target a fire beast, beast warrior, winged beast in your graveyard, except Fire King Arvada. Special summon it, but negate its effects and destroy it during the end phase. That can help set some stuff up. I've used that to set up Kirins, bring back Kirins, and then destroy it in the end phase and get his effect. I've done that before. But yeah, the main reason you're playing this, it's a monster negate. For a similar reason is why I'm playing Rungbali. Now, Rungbali is going to be the first card I cut when I get this next card, when I get another card. But for right now, Rungbali has the same effect of if a face-up fire monster you control or a face-up Fire King is destroyed, you can special summon him, and then he has the same effect as Arvada, but it's for spells and traps. So if a spell and trap is activated, you can tribute a fire or destroy a fire and negate it. So very good there. For our Fire King spells and traps, we are playing a pretty small lineup. 2 Sanctuary. On activation, it places Fire King Island from your deck, and then once per turn, if a card in your field zone would be destroyed by card effect, you can blow up a fire monster in your hand or field instead. And then also once per turn, if your opponent special summons a monster, you can Xyz summon a Fire Xyz monster using Fire King monsters you control. Now, Volcanics does not lose her level bonus at all. That's a permanent level buff. So she will always stay an 8. So that gives us 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 level 8s in this deck that are all easily accessible. Then we are also playing one Fire King Island and one Fire King Skyburn. Fire King Island is a while it's face up in the field zone and it's sent to the grave or banished, you have to destroy everything you control, all monsters you control. And then it has two other effects, which is during your main phase, you can destroy a monster in your hand or field and add a Fire King monster. Or if you control no monsters, you can special summon a Fire Winged Beast from hand. So basically summoning a Garunix or a Ponix. And then we have one Skyburn, which targets an equal number of Fire Kings you control and cards your opponent controls and destroys them. And then if a Fire King card you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So this is really good for like protecting your stuff, but do know that you can't use both effects in one turn, which is really unfortunate. But that's it for the Fire King stuff. Really solid engine, and like almost everything you need here is actually available in the structure deck. The only thing Fire King wise that you would have to pick up is Volcanics, and unfortunately she is a very, very important part of the strategy. That's it for the Fire Kings. For our next engine, we are playing a Sinful Spoils engine. So we are playing 3 Diabellstar just to get the searches, 3 Wanteds to search her, 1 Deception, this is to set off of her, and 1 Hollowed Azamina, that is to, so how this kind of works now, you summon Diabellstar, you activate her to set Deception, send Diabellstar, add Hollowed Azamina, you activate Hollowed Azamina, add Deception, summon the Azamina monster, search Wanted gets you a Diabellstar, and then you can use Hollowed Azamina and chain Wanted to it. It's a really cool engine, lots of really good interactions here. And then for our follow-up to that, we are playing a small Snake Eyes package, that being the 1 Ash, 1 Oak, 1 Poplar, 1 Flamberge, and the 3 Bonfires. So Bonfire lets you add a level 4 or lower Pyro, which all 3 of these guys are Pyros. Poplar on add to hand can special summon itself. Ash and Oak. Ash adds a level 1 on normal or special, it adds a level 1 fire monster. Oak on normal or special summons a level 1 fire monster that's banished or in the grave. And then both of them have the effect of you can send 2 cards, including themselves, from your field to the grave to special summon a Snake Eyes monster. And that main monster is going to be Flamberge. Flamberge has the effect to target a face-up monster on the field or in either graveyard and place it in the owner's back row. During the opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target a monster that's in the back row and special summon it to your field. And then if he's sent to the graveyard, you can summon 2 level 1 fire monsters from your grave. So really cool cards, really good stuff. You can use these guys for some really good extensions, some really powerful extension. Poplar, when it's added, you can special summon it. And then it has the other effect on normal or special. You can add a Snake Eye spell trap from deck to hand. That is actually the one card I'm missing. I'm wanting to play the startling stare of the Snake Eye. I just don't have a copy of it. But for now, this is the engine. Honestly, the Snake Eye stuff isn't super great. It's kind of at that point where, like, without OSS, it's a little harder to play. The Sinful Spoil stuff is really good, but the Snake Eyes, we're kind of just playing it just to play it. Poplar is a pretty cool extender, even just with Bonfire, though. So I don't know how much I like the Snake Eye stuff. It's one of those things that feels limiting when you compare it to the Diabellstar stuff. For our last stuff, our hand traps and other things, 3 Ash, it's a fire monster, it's part of the deck. 3 Imperms, 1 1-for-1, we have a lot of level 1s, and 1 Called by the Grave. So some pretty standard like defensive cards lined up here. Now for the extra deck, that's what you all want to see, the extra deck. Going in descending order, starting us off, we have Amblo Whale. Amblo Whale is a level 4 or link 4 fire whale. 2600 attack, gains 200 attack for each link monster in the graveyards, and then you can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is destroyed, you can target a link 3 or lower monster in either graveyard, special summon it. If a link 3 or lower monster on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card's in your graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy 1 card on the field. This card combos extremely well with our main link 3, our main link monster that we're going to be summoning, Promethean Princess. Not only is Promethean Princess gorgeous with a link 3 2700 attack, she is generic, she just needs 2+ effect monsters. You cannot special summon monsters except fire while she's on the field, so that's the main thing. You turn her into this. And then once per turn, during your main phase, you can special summon a fire monster from your graveyard. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field while this card's in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can target a fire monster you control and a monster your opponent controls, destroy them, and if you do, special summon this card. So this is really cool. These combo really well with each other because not only does she destroy this and then special summon herself, you can actually destroy, if you have this on the field, you can destroy this, bring this back off of him. You can pop this with Kieran and stuff like that. It's a really good interaction. These guys have some insane interactions. And if she dies, he gets the punish. Or if your opponent special summons and you control this and this is in your graveyard, you can blow this up, summon back a different Link 3. You can do a lot of really cool stuff with them, is what I'm saying. So very, very good cards here. Then we play the 1 Unicorn, 1 SP Little Knight, although might swap out the Unicorn for a IP Masquerena just to go into Little Knight. That could be also cool. Then we're playing 2 Charmers, 1 Dark, 1 Hita. These are the ones we can make, so we're playing them. 1 Nightmare Phoenix. It's a fire. It's part of the deck. Sunlight Wolf. Sunlight Wolf is really cool. You get to add stuff back to your hand mid-turn. It's also a Link 2, so really cool stuff there. 1 Relinquished Anima. Again, lots of Link 1s. 1 Salamangreat Almirage. This is mainly for linking off your normal summon and then going into SP. That's mainly what this is for. Then for our Xyz monsters, 1 Baguska. We do have quite a few level 4s. Rangbali is easy to special summon. Volcanix is in there. So very, very cool stuff. Especially because you can Volcanix into and then add Rangbali and then special summon Rangbali. Then we have 1 Garunix Eternity, Hyang of the Fire Kings. This guy is really cool. This is the main thing you're going to be special summoning off of that Sanctuary card. It's actually the only target we have for Sanctuary's Xyz summon. It needs 2 plus level 8 monsters. On Xyz summon, it destroys all other monsters on the field. And then once per turn, you can detach a material from this card, target a spell or trap on the field, and destroy it. And if you do, it gains 500 attack. And then if it's destroyed, you can special summon Fire King monsters from your graveyard up to the number of materials this card had on the field. So really, really cool card. It combos well with a lot of your stuff. And it can also special summon itself back, which is kind of cool. 3k attack, 2k defense. Really solid boss monster. Then we are playing the Azamina package. I'm playing 1 Soul Escurian. This lets you target a card and send it on Fusion Summon. We are playing 1 Musaralgo. Musaralgo says monsters your opponent controls use 500 attack and defense for each Azamina monster you control. Really good whenever your Fire Kings are already huge. And then on Fusion Summon, you can add an Azamina or Sinful Spoils card from deck to hand. So this lets you search out your wanteds. And then we are playing 1 Illasilva. And Illasilva is a negate. It is tribute to negate an effect or a card. So really, really cool. Does not negate and destroy though, so do keep that in mind. But yes, that is the extra deck. I have thought about just playing these and cutting this, but honestly, this is actually kind of useful. There are some situations where you do want to like summon this, use it, and then put it back with Hollowed Azamina, and then special summon this one instead. There are some cases where that does come up. Baguska is a flex spot. Almirage, I would say is a flex spot, but it's really cool if you only have 2 monsters, like being able to make IP or SP Little Knight. And I do think that Unicorn is going to get swapped out for an IP Masquerena just because anytime that I would want to summon this, summoning SP is usually just better because on summon it gets the negate. And then of course, these 2 cards are probably the only ones that I would say are like mandatory for the deck. This is really cool. If you're able to like discard or destroy your Snake Eye stuff early on, you can bring it back, start Snake Eye comboing, make Amblo Whale. It's a really, really good strategy. And with that, that is it for my Fire King deck post-December ban list, post that YCS ban list. That is my Fire King deck. I have been enjoying this. I do think that it's pretty solid in terms of just having something to play. So if you are looking for something that's more budget, this deck is extremely affordable compared to a lot of other stuff, especially with all the reprints, such as the IP reprint. Promethean Princess also just got reprinted. The only things that are gonna really, really hurt are Deception. Luckily, it's just a one of. So everything else, dirt cheap in here. You know, Volcanixes are $5. But yeah. So let me know what you thought about this in the comments below. Let me know what you guys are playing in the comments.